Diana Ross, a voice that defined Motown, a beauty that stunned Hollywood, and a personality that sparked as many headlines as it did hit songs. From passionate love affairs and rocky marriages to feuds, scandals, and shocking controversies, Diana's journey has been just as dramatic offstage as it has been on it. Today, we dive deep into the real story of Diana Ross, not the polished legend, but the woman behind the spotlight, where love, fights, scandals, and controversies shaped her destiny. Long before the world knew her as Miss Ross, Diana was just a young girl from Detroit who dreamed of stardom. But as her career blossomed with the Supremes, so did a secret romance that would forever tie her name to Motown's empire. That romance was with none other than Berry Gordy, the founder of Motown Records. At first, their connection was business. Gordy saw Ross's star power early on and began grooming her for the spotlight. But soon, their relationship crossed into the personal, and it became one of the most talked about affairs in music history. Their love affair was passionate but complicated. Berry was married at the time, and Diana herself was caught between ambition and true affection. The relationship was an open secret in the Motown world, sparking jealousy among the Supremes and whispers in the industry. It eventually resulted in the birth of Rhonda Ross, Diana's daughter with Berry Gordy, though for years, Diana let the world believe her first husband was the father. This relationship marked the beginning of Diana's reputation, bold in love, unafraid of scandal, and always at the center of attention. In 1971, Diana shocked many when she married Robert Ellis Silberstein, a music executive. The marriage seemed like a fairy tale at first. Diana had left the Supremes to pursue her solo career, and Robert provided the stability she seemed to crave. But behind closed doors, the union was troubled. Diana was still tied emotionally to Berry Gordy, and the presence of Rhonda, her daughter with Berry, complicated the marriage. Robert loved Rhonda as his own, but the truth was undeniable. Friends recall frequent fights, both about Diana's devotion to her career and about lingering connections to Gordy. Though Diana and Robert had two more daughters together, Tracy Ellis Ross and Chudney Ross, the marriage ultimately couldn't withstand the tension. By 1977, they divorced. The breakup was bitter, but it established Diana's pattern. Her love life was never simple, always dramatic, and often tinged with scandal. After her divorce, Diana's love life became a playground for the tabloids. She was linked with numerous men, some confirmed, others pure rumor. Among her more notable romances was Gene Simmons, the flamboyant bassist from Kiss. Their romance in the 1980s was short-lived, but made headlines everywhere. It was a fiery pairing, Diana, the queen of Motown, and Simmons, the face-painted rock star. The two clashed often, and insiders described their relationship as more of a storm than a calm love. Diana was also rumored to have flings with Hollywood elite, including Ryan O'Neal and Richard Gere. These romances, whether real or exaggerated by the media, painted Diana as a woman who embraced passion and didn't mind stirring controversy along the way. Perhaps the most stable chapter of Diana's love life came in 1986, when she married Norwegian shipping magnate Arnez Jr. Their union was glamorous, spanning international jet-setting and lavish lifestyles. They had two sons together, Ross Arn and Evan Ross. For a time, Diana seemed to have it all: a new family, worldwide fame, and financial stability. But even this love story carried its share of turbulence. Arn, known for his adventurous spirit, often clashed with Diana's need for control and her demanding career schedule. Rumors of infidelity haunted their marriage, and Diana herself was often accused of being difficult, even domineering. By 2000, Diana and Arn divorced, though they remained close friends until his tragic death in a climbing accident in 2004. Their marriage, though ending in separation, remained one of Diana's more respected unions, but not without its share of whispers and controversies. No story of Diana Ross is complete without mentioning her legendary fights with the Supremes, especially Florence Ballard and Mary Wilson. As Berry Gordy began favoring Diana and grooming her as the face of the group, tensions skyrocketed. Florence felt pushed aside, Mary resented Diana's growing ego, and the group's dynamic turned toxic. Reports of backstage screaming matches, diva behavior, and even physical altercations became common. Mary Wilson later revealed in interviews that Diana often demanded the spotlight, leading to bitter rivalries. When Florence Ballard was eventually replaced, many blamed Diana for her downfall, branding her as ruthless and self-centered. The feud between Diana and Mary Wilson never truly healed, and their clashes became legendary in Motown history, a mix of personal jealousy, business politics, and clashing personalities. Diana's life wasn't just filled with love stories. Scandals followed her wherever she went. One of the most infamous incidents happened in 2000 when she was arrested for a DUI in Arizona. Police reported she was driving on the wrong side of the road, failed sobriety tests, and even used her celebrity status to try and get leniency. The arrest became front-page news, tarnishing her reputation as an untouchable diva. Another public scandal came in 1999 when she was accused of assaulting a security guard at Heathrow Airport. Reports said Diana became furious over a pat-down search and allegedly lashed out. The incident reinforced her reputation as a fiery diva who didn't take disrespect lightly. Her image as a demanding star was also fueled by decades of backstage reports, tantrums, feuds with fellow celebrities, and an insistence on being treated like royalty. While some called her behavior justified for a superstar, others painted her as impossible to work with. Even within her family, Diana faced battles. Raising 5 children in the spotlight wasn't easy, and her relationships with her kids weren't always smooth. Tracee Ellis Ross, now a star in her own right, has admitted that growing up as Diana's daughter wasn't always easy. There were also fights about money and control. Some insiders claimed Diana was overly protective, even controlling, of her children's careers. Her strong-willed personality sometimes caused rifts, though her family has always publicly defended her. Despite all the fights, scandals, and turbulent romances, Diana Ross remains one of the most iconic figures in music history. Her love life, from Berry Gordy to Arnaz, reads like a novel. Her feuds with the Supremes are legendary. Her scandals, from DUI arrests to airport fights, kept her name in headlines for decades. And yet, through it all, Diana's star never faded. If anything, the controversies only cemented her as a larger-than-life figure, a woman unafraid to live passionately, fight fiercely, and embrace scandal as part of her story. And that is the story of Diana Ross, a woman whose voice changed music forever, but whose personal life was just as dramatic as any song she ever sang. From forbidden love affairs to marriages filled with passion and pain, from legendary feuds to unforgettable scandals, Diana's story is one of love, fights, controversy, and survival. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Diana Ross's untold story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.